Hello everyone. Let us dive into the PGCET question paper solution of 2026. As earlier we had discussed in the previous videos with respect to the syllabus of PGCET, we have a different sections here, that is computer science, mathematics, reasoning and others. So first of all, we have to focus on the computer science section. And in the computer science section, the very first question is, dash is the most common security method with respect to using computers. Lock and key card system, passwords, and surveillance system. So here we have a, first of all, common security method with respect to computer means obviously everyone will be having that idea. Password is a common method for its simplicity as well as security, confidentiality. We'll be using password as a common security, even for the small task as well as the very confidential task. We'll be using the password. Along with that, we can go for the additional securities. So here we have a passwords are the most widely used security method in computers. They protect access to systems, applications, and data at the user level. Every user typically has a unique password, making it easy to control access. Because of their simplicity and widespread use, passwords are the most common security method. So if you want to access any of the online applications and all, first you have to go for the registration. In registration, you are giving your password. By using the same password only, you need to access that particular application. It is a common thing what we are implementing in the system applications here. And along with that, we have other options. First one, lock and key. This is a physical security method used to protect hardware like computer, room, or storage devices. It prevents unauthorized physical access to systems. If we need to access the physical component of the systems and all, then we have to go for the lock and key. We are not accessing the system here. We are accessing the physical components of the system. And like that, only one more key card system also, that is to prevent unauthorized access for the physical component. These are also physical access control systems used in offices and secure buildings. Users swipe or tap a card to gain entry into restricted areas. And next one is surveillance system. This includes CCTV cameras and monitoring systems used to observe activities. It helps in detecting unauthorized actions and maintaining security logs. Usually it is used in the offices, colleges, and even in street rules and regulations, how people are following. So CCTV, it is one of the well-known security. So the correct answer for this one, dash is, that is password is the most common security method with respect to using computers. The next question is, given the following statements with respect to operating system. The first option is kernel is heart of the operating system. Second one, operating system acts as an interface between the user and computer. And third one, operating system is a hardware. So here, three options are given. Here we can use the elimination method. Many times it will be useful. Rather selecting the useful option, we have to go for the unwanted options elimination. So yes, three, it is operating system is a hardware. So how we can define the operating system here? Operating system, it is one of the system software. It is not a hardware. Software is nothing but a collection of the programs. So this option is nowhere related to the operating system. That hardware, it is not concerned with the software here. Just we have to remove S3. And now we have to focus on S1 and S2. S1 kernel is the heart of the operating system. So kernel, it is one of the hardware part of the system it is. Actually, kernel, it will give the services for the different component of the operating system, hardware component of the operating system. So kernel, it is the interface between the computer hardware as well as user application. So it will be giving the services for the different hardware parts here. And next one is the operating system acts as an interface between the user and computer. So operating system is whole and soul, which will make the hardware to work as a software here. So operating system, it will be making the entire hardware of the system to be work like a computer. So here we have a S1 and S2 are the correct options. Still kernel identity. The kernel is the core component of an operating system acting as a bridge between software applications and the hardware of a computer, interface between the software as well as hardware of the computer. It is responsible for managing system resources such as CPU, memory, and input-output devices, ensuring efficient and secured communication between the hardware and software. So the correct option for this question is second one, that S1 and S2 are the correct and S3 is the wrong one. The next question is, which mode loads the minimal set of drivers when starting Windows operating system? So now it is not clear, just I cropped from the question paper and here I am pasting. Here the question is, which mode loads the minimal set of drivers when starting Windows operating system? Means minimal drivers when it will be loaded. When we'll start the system, first thing means it will be loading all the drivers. That is nothing but initially operating system, it will be in the hard disk. When we'll switch on the system, it will be loading to the main memory. So when it is loading that operating system components, those components, these are called as the drivers here. So minimal drivers which are necessary to start with the system, to make system to work, that it will be loaded in the safe mode here. In safe mode, minimal drivers it will be loading. Why it is required to load means if any issues related to the system, just we have to start with the basic things and then we have to go on checking the other drivers also. So the safe mode loads only essential drivers and basic services used for the troubleshooting and fixing system issues. And along with this, we have a normal mode. Normal mode means we don't have any issue related to the system. Just we'll start with the computer system. By default, it will starts with a normal mode. Normal mode is nothing but all the drivers it will be loading. Loads all drivers and startup programs used for regular system operation. The next one we have a VGA mode. VGA means graphics, visual graphics it is mode. Any graphic related issues are there, then to check that graphic related problem and all, it has to load the graphic driver, the loads basic display drivers only used when there are display related problems. Any display related problems means just we have to check within the graphic driver and that it will be in the VGA mode. Then next we have a network support mode. Safe mode with additional network drivers allows internet network access during troubleshooting. So here we have a network support mode. It will open. This is one of the mode when we have any issues with the network. We have to open with this and we have to check. Any issues related to the graphics, then we have to open in the VGA mode and we have to check whatever the problem it is there. And suppose now we have a system itself giving the problem and all, then we have to go for the safe mode. That initial essential drivers, it will be loaded. Without having any of the issue, just it will opens in the normal mode. That is the default. So the correct answer for this one is a safe mode. The next question is the match the following. So here we have a open source operating system. Open source operating system, as the name itself, it is giving the identity. Source code, it will be open for all the users. Users can access without any restriction. They can go for the modification of the source code also. That is possible here. And multi-processing operating system. Usually we'll be having the uni processing operating system because this itself, it is having the sufficient space, whatever we are using in our college and all education system, that it will be uni processing. If we need to increase the productivity of the system, we need to increase the performance of the system, we can use the multiple CPUs or processes in the single system. That is called as a multi-processing operating system, more than one process to increase the performance. The next one is a real-time operating system. As the name itself, it is giving the identity. Real-time means time reset. So time-based operation it is. And or else one more thing, at the right moment, whatever it is happening, this is a real-time. So time preset operating systems are the real-time operating system. And next one is the batch operating system, batch processing operating system. Here, all the applications are loaded based on the features and properties. The applications or the task are grouped into different batches and they will go for the execution with the system. So here we have a combination of these. Open source operating system is matched with the third option. Source code is open to all. And multi-processing operating system to increase the performance of a system, multiple CPUs in a single computer system. And real-time operating system, here we have a processes data events have critically defined in a time constraint, which is having the time constraint that is a real time here. And next one, we have a batch processing operating system that it will be matched with the first option, does not interact with the computer directly. So the correct option for this one is a A3, B4 and C2, D1. The next question is, given the following information with respect to multitasking operating system. S1 enables a computer to execute multiple tasks or processes simultaneously. Second one increases the productivity of the machine if the tasks to be done are organized and carried out correctly. And third one supports only the single user. Here also we can go for the elimination method. The last one, S3, which is supports only single user. Multitasking, always it will be supporting with the multi-user, it not only with the single user. It is supporting with a multi-user means even it will be supporting with a single user also. Then third option, nowhere related to this concept here, multitasking. So we have to eliminate this one. And S1 enables a computer to execute multiple tasks or processes simultaneously. Here we have a multitasking, multi-user as well as multi-processing. Multitasking means the given program itself will be divided into multiple tasks and different tasks are executed simultaneously. That is a multitasking. And multi-user means in the same system, we can open with a multiple applications. And each application, as a single user, we are dealing with each and every application simultaneously. That is a multi-user. And multi-processor means more than one process, more than one CPU, it will be loaded with a single computer system. Then it is a multiprocessing. Each and every concept, it is an advanced concept to increase the performance of the computer system here. So here, first option is enables a computer to execute multiple tasks. Multitask, it will enables the user to execute the multiple tasks or processes simultaneously. These tasks also called as processes here. And S2 increases the productivity of the machine if the tasks to be done are organized and carried out correctly. When we have a multiple task, we have a different algorithms and all it is there in operating system. And these algorithms will make the proper sequence among the multiple tasks and all the tasks will be executed without any interruption. Then ultimately, it will increases the productivity of the system. So S1 and S2 are the correct options and S3 is the wrong, incorrect option. The next question is, which of the following statement is true with respect to the database? So database, here we have a database, DBMS as well as applications. We have a three components. So database is the area where we can storing the data permanently. That is data related to the different tasks in system. It will be stored in the database. Organization of the data, it will takes in the database. And we'll be accessing the data of that database through the application programs. And this application program, it will be accessing the database through the interface of DBMS. DBMS is a collection of the software, which it will be providing the services for the user by accessing in the database. So here we have options, collection of the data or information without any organization. Database, it is an organized collection of the data. So first option, it is wrong. Second one, organized collection of the data or information that can be accessed and updated, that it is the correct answer. The data, it is organized properly and it is accessed as per the request of the user and it will be updated frequently. Then next we have a organized collection of the data that cannot be updated. It will be updated frequently. Once we are created the data table related to some of the information, and that table we can modify as per the requirement with the right authority as well as authentication. Then next we have a collection of data or information with the proper organization. Collection of data or information with the proper organization. Information means that is a processed data. Processed data, that database task, it is to collect only the data, not to process and to store the result and all. Here we have a collection of the data, it is a database. And information, it is an organized collection of the data, okay, with the proper organization. Information, after processing, whatever the result it will be generated, that cannot be maintained with the database. Only the initial data, it is raw data, it is maintained in the database. That's what the correct option is. Second one, organized collection of the data or information that can be accessed. A database is an organized collection of the structured data, typically stored electronically, designed to efficiently store, manage, and retrieve information. It organizes the data into tables, records, and fields, ensuring consistency, scalability, and security. Examples include customer record, inventory data, or financial transaction. So here we have a data is the raw fact which it is stored in the database. Information, it is after by processing the data of the database, whatever the result it will be getting, that is the information. Always it will goes to the application, that it will be given as a output to the user here. So the correct answer for this one is the second one. The next option is collection of the data or information with, 59. Dash is the method used to encode information into a format that can be used and understood by the computer system. So here we have a user language, it is a high level language, common English language, whereas the computer language, it is a binary, 0 as well as 1s. So high level here, the encoding is nothing but converting high level language to the respective machine level language. That conversion, it is called as encoding. So here we have a encoding computer system, encoding techniques, data structure, data definition, data representation, data crunching. So here we have a data representation. Data representation means it will be representing high level data into the machine level format. For that, we have a different inbuilt softwares, that software components are there. ASCII code conversion, American Standard Code for Information Interchange. It is one of the code conversion technique, which will be converting high level language, that is characters and symbols, everything into the numerical format. For capital A, it is a 65, small a, it is a 97, and from there it will continue with the B, C, D and all. And one more, we have a binary code conversion. Binary means the decimal number. First, it will be converting character to the decimal number. From decimal to binary, that is 0 and 1 will be converted with the binary here. These are the data representation systems. So this, it is the encoding technique here. So data representation converts information into a form that computers can understand. Computer language, binary. User language is the high. High will be converted into the binary format through the data representation. And other options, data structure. Data structure is nothing but structuring the data in the system. That is, organizes and stores the data like arrays, list and all. Proper, the trees, graphs, everything. These are the different formats of the organization of data here. And focus is on arrangement, not encoding. Here it is not an encoding technique, it is one of the organization technique, how data it is stored in the system, that it will be represented. And data definition specifies the data types and formats. Data definition, now I am giving something to the system, I am inputting the data to the system. Then what type of the data it is, based on the type of the data, allocation of the space and all it will takes. So we have to define the type of the data here. If it is a int, it may allocate the 2 bytes here. And if it is a float, it can go for the 4 bytes. If it is a character, 1 byte of allocation or 2 byte of allocation based on the language what I am using here. So data definition, it will be specifying the type of the data, format of the data here. And then next we have a data crunching, refers to the processing or analyzing large amount of data not related to encoding. It is processing or analyzing large amounts of data. Means huge amount of the data, it will be analyzed through the data crunching technique here. So the correct answer for this is a data representation. The next comes match the following. Here we have a memory in computer system. Memory is nothing but a storage. So basically, basic unit of the allocation, it is a cell. In memory, basic unit of allocation, it is a cell. Cell means it is one space. In that space, it will be allocating 0 or 1. Either it will be allocated 0 or 1 by. So here we have a always memory will be calculated to the base of 2. 2 is the base and exponent 0, 1, 2, 3 and all it will comes. So here we have a 1 cell means it is a 1 bit. Like that only we have a combination of 8 bits equals to 1 byte. 1024 kilobytes, 24 bytes equals to 1 kilobyte, 1024 kilobytes equals to 1 megabyte, and 1024 megabytes equals to 1 gigabyte. Sorry. 1024 gigabytes equals to 1 terabyte, and 1024 terabytes equals to 1 petabyte, and all. Like this, it will be calculated the memory. So here we have a comparison. 1024 bytes means, what is this? 1 kilobyte. That is 1 kilobyte. 1024 kilobyte is nothing but 1 megabyte. That is second one, 2. And 1024 megabytes means 1 gigabyte it is. 1024 gigabyte equals to 1 terabyte. So the correct option is A4, B2, C1, D3. The next question is, which among the following is correct about 85 decimal number equivalent to 4-bit BCD code? First of all, BCD stands for the binary coded decimal. In binary coded decimal, each one digit, we have a 0 to 9 different digits are there. Each one digit, it is represented with the 4 combinations of binary values, combinations of the zeros as well as ones. So here we have a given number, it is a 85. 85 it is given. We cannot convert this 485 into the binary. Rather, this we have to separate the digits here. 8 is the 1 digit and 5 is the 1 digit. And individually, we have to convert each value into the binary, divided by 2, and every time we have to go on noting the remainder. So when we'll be dividing, when we'll convert 8 into the binary, this will be 1000. Here there is a table, decimal equivalent BCD. Where is the 8? 8. What is the combination of zeros and ones? 1 followed by 3 zeros. That is the 8. And next digit is the 5. Where is the 5? And combination of this one, it is a 0, 1 and 0, 1. So pi equivalent to 0, 1, 0, 1. So both by combining 85 it is. 85 equivalent BCD is 1000 and 0101. This is the correct answer. That is a 2. Option 2, it is the correct answer here. So here we have a equivalent 4-bit BCD code. Always it will be 4-bit. They may ask about the 3-bit also. Then we have to go for the 3-bit of combination. Now it is a 4-bit of combination. So these are the some questions we are solved here. And remaining questions in the next video, I'll be continuing. Till then, thank you for watching. See you.